So here's the process of writing Facebook VSLs. So first, it's important to understand the anatomy of a converting VSL. Your VSL needs to do more than grab attention. It needs to take someone from asking "Who are you?" to "I need this" in one viewing. Then when I click through to your editorial or sales page or whatever your next step is, they need to be already sold. And all they're doing there is just looking for validation before making their final decision of buying. So let me break down exactly how most high converting e-commerce VSLs flow. So first you have the hook, which is the first 3 seconds. You have a pattern interrupt that stops the scroll and identifies the right viewer. So for example, if you're struggling with joint pain, this weird discovery from Japan, and so on. Then you have the lead, the next 15 to 20 seconds, where you expand on the problem and build curiosity. You can say what I'm about to share completely contradicts what most doctors tell you about joint pain. Then next you have authority and the story setup. So you either introduce the expert or share a personal story. So if it's an authority figure, you say like as a physical therapist with 20 years of experience, or if it's a story-based VSL coming from your target customer, you can say 2 years ago I could barely walk upstairs. And then you have the discovery story. You explain how the solution was found and also the pain points they were experiencing before finding a solution. So during the research trip to Okinawa, I noticed something strange. Or you can say, that's when my Japanese neighbor showed me this strange morning ritual. Then you have the problem mechanism. You explain why the real issue isn't what they think. You can say, you see, your joint pain isn't just about inflammation or isn't just about the cartilage wear and tear. Or you can say, what's really happening is your body's natural lubrication system. And then you go on to explain the unique mechanism. Then you move on to explaining why common solutions fail. So break down why nothing else has worked. So you can say that's why glucosamine supplements are solving the problem, and it's why basic pain relievers only mask the symptoms. Then you transition to the unique solution. You introduce your breakthrough. This natural compound actually restores your body's ability to XYZ. The secret lies in this rare mineral that ABC. And then you have the product introduction. Present your solution naturally. You can say we've packed this discovery into an easy to use, and then go on to explain it, and then you say that's why we developed the product. Then you go into how it works, break down the mechanism in a very simple and easy to understand way. Then you have the proof stack. You layer multiple types of evidence. So before and after results, user testimonials, scientific validation, and expert endorsements. And then you have the objection handling, where you address common concerns. You can have price justification, safety concerns, comparison to alternatives, and time to results. Or you can like paint a picture of the time frame and what they can expect in the next month or 2 or 3. They have the call to action, great urgency without desperation. So you can say click below to learn more. See if we still have any in stock. Check if the 50% discount is still available. See if you qualify for a first-time customer offer, and then you transition to the next step. So bridge your landing page. You might say I've attached the full research article. Then it goes to the editorial. Check out the complete breakthrough study. Or last time I checked, they were still offering the buy one get one deal. Click below to see today's pricing, and so on. The key is making it feel natural, not pushy. Mix value focused call to actions like see the research or learn more with over focused ones that say something like check the discount, get 50% off today. So it doesn't feel like pure selling. And each section should flow naturally into the next one. And it should feel like one continuous story that leads inevitably to your solution. So let's look deeper into each section. So let's start with the critical first 15 seconds, which is the hook and lead. This is where most VSLs die. You need to pattern interrupt so hard that the viewer forgets that they're actually watching an ad. But here's what most people miss. Your pattern interrupt needs to lead naturally into your story. So let me show you 3 proven VSL openings. So you can have the medical breakthrough pattern. So if you're taking glucosamine for your joints, stop. A new Stanford study just revealed why this popular supplement might be making your joint pain worse, and it has nothing to do with quality or dosage. And the reason why it works is because it challenges a common belief, it creates instant anxiety, it promises new information, and it hints at a deeper conspiracy. Then another proven opening is the discovery story pattern. So when this 71-year-old Japanese farmer showed me his morning ritual for joint pain, I thought he was crazy. But after seeing him climb mountains with no pain, I had to try it. And what happened next changed everything. And the reason why it works, because it has an unexpected character. So there was 71-year-old Japanese farmer, agent pattern interrupt, visual imagery, when you describe like climbing a mountain and so on, and opens a curiosity loop. And then you also have the warning pattern. So you can say, warning, the joint supplement industry doesn't want you to see this video because what I'm about to reveal could put many of them out of business. If you have joint pain, watch this now before they make me take it down. And the reason why it works is because it creates urgency, implies a conspiracy, qualifies the viewer, and promises insider info. Then after the first opening, you have the full story arc, which is usually 2 to 7 minutes long, but it can be shorter or longer. And this is where you turn interest into desire. Your story needs to flow like a movie, not a commercial. And here's the exact structure you can use. So first you have the setup. So you can say 3 years ago, I was just like you. My knees felt like they were filled with broken glass. Getting out of bed was a nightmare, and going upstairs, forget about it. I tried everything. Then you have the story development. So here's where you take them deeper into the journey. The key is making your discovery feel both unexpected and inevitable. That's when something unexpected happened. During a medical conference in Tokyo, I met Dr. Tanaka. He wasn't there to speak. He was serving tea to the presenters. But what caught my attention wasn't his job. It was the way he moved at 81 years old. He was bouncing around like a teenager, no limping, no grimacing, nothing. When I asked him his secret, he laughed. Americans, he said, always making things so complicated. Then he showed me something so simple yet so powerful. And why this works is because it has an unexpected character, which adds credibility. It has visual demonstration of the result. So it says, like, bouncing around like a teenager, no limping and grimacing. It creates curiosity about the solution, and it implies simplicity, which addresses complexity objection early. And then you have, after the story development, you have the mechanism reveal. This is where many VSLs go wrong. They jump straight to the product without explaining why it works. And here you need to build the case logically. So you explain the real problem. You can say, what Dr. Tanaka explained next shocked me. You see, joint pain isn't just about wear and tear. It's about a hidden inflammation trigger that nobody is talking about. Then you break down the science. You can say, inside your joints, there's a tiny molecular switch. When it's turned on, inflammation runs wild. When it's off, pain disappears. And here's the crazy part. This common breakfast food we eat every day. It keeps the switch permanently on. Then you reveal the solution. But a simple Japanese ritual actually turns that switch off using 3 natural compounds that cost pennies per day. And then you move on to the proof stack. Now that you understand how it works, stack your proof in this order. So you have scientific validation, expert endorsement, and real results from real people. And then you have the close. Here's where you transition from education to sale. But remember, your VSL needs to do the heavy lifting. The advertorial just validates the decision, which is usually the next step, or you might just have a sales page as the next step. So in the VSL, start your close with what I call the future casting technique. So you make them imagine and go reveal their deeper desires and tell them that it's achievable. So you might say, imagine waking up tomorrow morning, instead of that stiff, burning pain, you swing your legs out of bed easily, your joints feel loose, comfortable, and you walk to the bathroom without shuffling. No more warming up, just to move. And then you transition to your offer with a value build sequence. So you can layer your value like this. So you can highlight the total cost of the problem. So if you're like most people with joint pain, you're spending 200 to 300 monthly on supplements that barely work, or on physical therapy. Then you show the alternative solution costs: a single cortisone shot, 750, stem cell therapy, 5,000, and so on. And then you explain the real cost. But the real cost, that's what you're missing out on, the family moments, the activities you love, the independence you're losing. And then you have the offer stack. So you present your solution. So that's why we've packaged Dr. Tanaka's complete protocol into the product name. Each daily dose contains, and then you basically explain everything that's included. And then you have the price presentation. So considering everything you get, and then most people spend over $100 monthly on supplements that don't work, we could easily charge $199 for a month's supply. But because we source it directly from Japan and cut out the middleman, you won't pay anywhere near that. And then you move on to the close and transition. And here's where it gets interesting, because instead of just sending it to a sales page, say something like, click the button below to read the complete research article about this breakthrough. It includes the full clinical study results, before and after case studies, Dr. Tanaka's complete protocol. And if you hurry, you might catch a 15% off discount we're currently running. And at this point, your viewer is already sold on the concept. They understand the problem, the solution, the proof, and the value. And now they're clicking through to your advertorial, not to learn more, but to validate their decision, see if they can still get the discount, read more success stories, and get additional scientific proof. And once they click, your editorial then becomes a powerful second touch point that makes them feel even better about buying. And here are some tips for closing strong: is use time pressure. So this video and special offer will only be online for a limited time. You can add scarcity. You can say, because these compounds come directly from Japan, we can only produce limited batches. You can also have risk reversal. So they try the complete protocol for 60 days. If you don't feel the difference, every penny back, and you can have the future pay success. So 2 weeks from now, you can be sharing your own success story. And overall, your VSL should create buyers who are excited to get your editorial or your sales page, which is the next step. And the better you sell in the VSL, the higher your page conversion rate will be.